What's up, Internet? Good morning. So I'm having some for sale sesame seed bread with a tuna can. Yep. It's been a long time since I had tuna cans. As much as I do care about the planet and the sea, tuna is goddamn tasty. So I put some lemon pepper in it and I dip the bread in the oil. I do not like tuna can in water. Get this shit away from me. It's gotta have oil. Yep. So I had developed a lot of boxes. Pizza box, battery boxes, Nintendo Switch boxes. I had a lot of boxes. So I waited until the moon was gone, like 11:30, and I had a fire. Nobody knew. Yeah. If you try to have a fire at night and the moon's out, they could see it. But you do it when the moon's gone. As soon as the smoke is away from the fire aura, it's invisible. So, yeah. Sorry. Not sorry. Everything is wet. I picked up a piece of wood yesterday and it was all wet under it. The wood was wet. They have the fire danger up high because they believe in global warming. They're trying to save the planet by stopping people from having them by claiming a fire danger when there is none. Well, yeah. I had that fire on pine needles. And they didn't even burn. A fire wouldn't spread if it wanted to. They just like being jerks. You're going to do what I say. It's my land, no fires. All right. Well, I did it anyway. Don't feel bad. Nothing burned down. Yeah. If you're going to do what I did, you got to do it when the like, I totally agree with them. Don't cause a massive wildfire. Sure. Okay. But I wasn't gonna, and I didn't, because I know what I'm doing. I reckon, and this is really true, I reckon I have had probably 1,000 more fires than the chief firefighter or the people who make those decisions. I've probably made more fires than all of them put together. So, if I want to do it, I don't give a fuck. So yeah, I know from having been a soldier how important lunar illumination is. It would have been better if a cloud layer was there. I would have been even darker. But if you wanna do stuff at night and not get caught, wait till there's no moon. For sure. Yeah, it's gonna be dark. It's gonna be dark. So yeah, I like no illumination. It's pretty good. I did a night land nav course in the military, and I had to hit a point 2 kilometers away. No flashlights, no night vision. All you had was your ability to shoot an azimuth and a map. And I ran into the fucking point. I couldn't even see the point coming. Right. But I didn't deviate at all. And it was a dense ass forest. Like, no, I didn't walk on the trail. I was going through. I had a helmet, right? And I found a stick and I put the stick against my head like this. Like I held it up and put it against my helmet. So I had like a birching device. And that actually worked. So, and then the next point I missed, I fucking got lost as fuck. I didn't know where the fuck I was. So I hit 8.2 kilometers away, and setting up my azimuth for my next point, I got fucking lost. I don't know if maybe it was a problem with the course or something. I never found it. 1 point out of like 6. Some people found all of them. After that first one, I was fucking done. Still, 2 kilometers is pretty fucking far. For walking through dense underbrush and actually hitting it, yeah. I think that the people who found all of them were cheating. They knew the answers. And I think that the course wasn't so good. That's what I think. But, yeah. Anyway, yep. Burned all my boxes. Glad. Got rid of all that shit. All this extra, like, packaging taking up room. It's gone. But you can't burn tuna cans. Yeah, you cannot burn tuna cans. Aluminum cans, you can, but you have to make it a really hot fire. It got to be insanely hot. And then they'd melt. But you'd find them like you can cook glass, you can melt glass, but you're going to find like a glass wafer at the bottom of the fire. Do you know you can explode eggs? Yeah, eggs will explode. It's the sulfur, I think. So, what you do is you put the egg in the fire. Like, I don't know on the fire. Anyway, it'll turn black. The egg will turn black, and sometime after it turns black, it'll explode, and it explodes with enough force to leave a crater. Yeah, eggs explode. Society is non-existent. Remember the egg shortage, and then everyone was buying pallets of eggs, and it's like, oh wow. They think I'm bad at art because I don't have a million views next to it. If you pay to be famous, you only fool the stupid people. The smart people. That's how I've been influential on like mega makers and hitters without being like apparently famous, is that they can tell I'm good and they know how it works. Van Gogh wasn't famous until his sister promoted his stuff. I don't think Van Gogh's that good. I think Van Gogh is really crappy. He was noobish. The things he cared about painting were bad. It didn't really matter. And the only reason they know about him is somebody promoted him. I'm way better than Van Gogh. I think I'm better than Picasso. The style of what I do, if you were familiar with every single show I had done, like I am, I'm better than Picasso by a lot. Yeah, he could draw really nice, but he liked absurdism. Same with me. I mean, I was drawing like feasible portraits around high school, so over 20 years ago. And I could do this style of speed painting when I was a like kindergarten kid, right? And I stopped because of education. And I've rightly said education is slave breaking. It'd be fair if education was like pass the tests and you'll be free of education, but it's not. They want you to do all the homework and the assignments, and the homework and the assignments are just their busy work to waste your fucking time. So yeah, it's that make you a slave type thing. They want someone who obediently follows orders exactly, because that's what's useful to them as an agency. They don't want someone. The test doesn't ask you what you think. The test asks you what's the right answer. We told you that. Right? It's not fucking anything. Good stuff. This is the lemon pepper. Prime steak with black garlic and truffle. It's pretty good. Put it in the can, put it on top and dip it. You get all that oil. Yeah, I developed a love for oil and bread from like Italian restaurants. I was like, dang, that's good. They get like oil and balsamic in a plate, and then you dip your bread in it. Yeah, I don't do too much. The proper manners, I don't really care. I think anybody stressing proper manners is way ruder than somebody just eating how they want. Kroger Coke. Yeah, I used to waste a lot of money on energy drinks, a lot of money on weed, and a lot of money on alcohol. Cutting out weed, energy drinks, and alcohol. I have money. I actually have money. It's amazing. Yeah. There's this myth that a really, really good artist will become famous. You have to be good at playing the social system. And one of the reasons I don't do that is it just like, I know why it's fake and I know where it's fake. And so I'll have a bigger impact if I live honestly against that. It's like money printed at your debt and taxed. Money doesn't come from taxes, but you pay taxes because you're a slave. The scarcity of money is the true wealth of money. Money has value because people don't have any. Is that people are willing to trade anything. You want a house, you want me to work a lot, you want anything. All right, I'll do it for money because I don't fucking have any. Right? And so they know that, and that they know that if they have all the money and you don't, then they have a bunch of slaves. They can have girlfriends. Hey girl, you want to go to my house? Right? You won't ever have to worry about money again. Right? Hey, I need some work done. Oh, well, there's a line of people willing to do it. So yeah, the scarcity of money. Yeah, I agree. That said, if money wasn't, who would ever? Why would money be valuable if nobody would work for it, right? But it is the key value in money is the fact that everyone's willing to labor for it, because where else does it come from? And so that's why it's printed at your debt, only for war. When they make new money, they don't go out there and give you a percentage of it. No. They print it for things they want you to do, like enslave all the kids, go fight these people, build this. You know, they don't print money for oh, you need some, that's fine. You got to be like disabled. And those disabled people, they fucking don't have what do you call it? How there's this homeless lady without any legs, like, who begs in my area. And how the fuck is she supposed to get a doctor or a lawyer to get disabled so that she can have a fucking cut of the Social Security? How's she supposed to do that? That shit's expensive. So yeah, I totally believe in basic income. 369 333 for free, no decimal. 666 for the government. You do government work for appearing on more money. It makes government service. Yeah, it's like a lot of soldiers do soldiering not because they need money. It doesn't pay them shit. It's because they want to be a soldier. They want to do that. They want to defend their home. Right? Same thing with government work, is that 666 will be for the politicians too. You want to serve the government, you want to be in the government, you're going to get 666, right? 999 is for a hero, like that kid who swam into murky sewage water to get people out of a bus. He dove down like 30 times and retrieved each person one at a time, right? He was a hero. Right? That person for that period should have 999. All of his extra 333 should be pictures of him fucking saving people from that bus. The AI can know where it splashed. The AI can know like what the bus looks like. and the AI can know who everyone is. And so each dollar is going to be like a collectible. This is him saving this person. This is him saving this person. This is him saving this person. And so that's a collectible, right? And there's an outvent. The money gets vaulted out of circulation when somebody does what's called a spot auction. Food isn't spot auctioned. Living areas are, spaceship seats are. These are called a spot auction. Maybe you could even do a spot auction for freaking transplants too. Yeah, instead of like a waiting list, it's like, who's willing to pay up? You willing to trade a mountain of cash to get a heart? Why would you give a heart to a person who has never worked before and all they have is their free money? They won't have that much. Versus somebody who's actually worked and done a bunch of stuff. You'd give the heart to the person who's actually worked. That's how I feel. So, yeah, holographic money is a great system. It's basically, it's not crypto, it's AI money, where it's the AI knows what's happening and the AI puts what you do on the money. And so to prevent bot cop, where people like the AI is making sure you follow rules and the AI is punishing you, none of that. If the AI detects victim-causing behaviors, like they've actually hurt somebody, plan on hurting somebody, how would my fire count? I don't think it'd count. I think the AI would know that they're just making up rules and that I made a fire and didn't give a fuck. It's not like it burned down. It didn't burn down. I knew what I was doing. I know exactly from having been a local for a long time that they're trying to prevent global warming by banning fires past the season. Is that everything is wet. There's no fire danger, but they want to do it because they're a bunch of fucking nitwits. So I claim my right to do it anyway. And I did. And I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Things are tindery. It's hard to get to, but there's a certain point where, yeah, a lone spark flying off could ignite something. That's true. It takes a lot. But it could happen. And I totally agree with that. Yeah, don't burn down the forest. Got it. Sure. But fucking everything's wet. Everything is still wet. And they're like, it's still a danger. No, I'm not listening to you. It's like driving through the school zone. They have this like 15-mile-an-hour school zone limit when kids are present in the crosswalk. But if kids aren't present in the crosswalk, if there's not a kid on the sidewalk, there's not a kid out front of the school, no kids in sight, it ain't 15 miles an hour. I'm going through there at 30 miles an hour. I don't give a fuck, right? Yeah. Kids are running back and forth on the crosswalk because kids are idiots. I saw my friend. I'm going to jump out. Yeah, part of me knowing about evolution now is I'm like, yeah. If a kid can't dodge a car, we're probably better off without him. They'll become a Republican voter or something. I would make fun of Democrats if they were in power, but the Republicans are in power. You have all these people who voted for Trump, and it's like, really? The pedophile? Wow. I guess the Christians just don't know. They don't have a clue. Yeah. Got it. Don't run over your kid. Sure. I have to like stop at a stop sign when there's nobody around, right? I can see left. I can see right. I can see ahead of me. I'm the only one in this intersection. Do I have to stop at that stop sign? No, I don't. And the people who say yes will circumcise their kids and pay taxes to pedophiles. That's the fact. Is that these people will be fucking dogs. So they'll do things like wear masks. I know what the masks were about. The masks were about protecting thieves. Make it normal to cover up your identity in public. I would have a gun. I like those stand your ground states. Somebody bothering you in a way you don't like, halt criminal. But yeah, there's been laws and decisions about the spirit of the law that you don't actually have to obey the law literally as it is. You have to understand the spirit of the law and live to that. Because obeying the laws literally can cause problems. People know this. I knew this, right? If you do exactly what the words say and you think the rules are on your side, you're a toxic goddamn problem. And there were times in the military where I was like that. I had lived under the worst rules ever, and so I turned around and put the rules on people, and man, it made me so unpopular. Nobody ever wanted to do what I said. It was like, oh shit. I mean, like, really being a jerk. Not like I am now, like a really, like, strung up asshole. Yeah. But it was kind of like the reflection I needed. It was like, you wouldn't believe it, but the law is the problem, because the law carries circumcision and slavery. People who don't like you, people who want to ruin your life and use you, made the rules. And if you follow the rules exactly and you don't live outside of that, you'll become a slave. You'll be one of the pedophiles. So, isn't it weird? Yeah. God and the law were made by pedos. That the people telling you they were keeping you safe from peril were really just raping your kids. Isn't that fucking tragic? Kind of predictable with people. Just like I ate this tuna can. Tuna didn't want to be my food. He was happy swimming around. He didn't want to be pulled out and cut up. But it's tasty. So, same thing with circumcising your kids and raping your daughters. None of us wanted to be cut. No little girl wants to be the sex toy of a fucking high super pedo. But it's tasty. That's why it's like Donald Trump was a pedophile. How else are you going to get hot young pussy? As soon as she's old, she looks like shit. They want them when they're young, because that's where it's tasty. And they ain't going to let you, just like they eat cows or eat fish. They ain't going to care. You think pedophilia is illegal because you're not allowed to touch the product. You have no idea they don't give a fuck. They will send your boys to die. They don't give a fuck. Cause a war on purpose to send the men away. North Korea did it. Kim Jong-un. Yeah, he sent all these. Every time there's a war, he takes all the fit young men and sends them to die, so all the girls need boyfriends, and he'll be the boyfriend. Did you see Kim Jong-un setting up the gamer lounge? They had found that there was one IP address in North Korea playing games, and they all figured it was the supreme leader, and it was. And now he's setting up a gamer lounge. He should just free his people. Do like a constitutional monarchy. Nah, what I would do is I would do a sweet basic income system, and then I'd retire as one of the peasants. So, you see, holographic money or taxes doesn't take money out of circulation. Taxes take money in circulation, gives it back to the government for the government to spend again, right? They printed the money at your debt to spend on the things they like themselves or war. And then they miss the money because now you have it, and so they want it back so they can spend it again because it's their fucking pleasure. It's like me playing video games. When I was a kid, I was a video game hog. I did not let anyone else play. If I wanted to play, I'd be playing for 8 hours. I would never give someone else a turn. What the fuck you talking about? Buy another game system. Put a TV and a game system in their room. Now that I know what having adult money is like, I would have said that. Instead, I just like fucking shrugged it off, and they never did that. No, what happened over time is my siblings just said they liked it. They just said, I want to watch. I was like, okay, cool. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Making games was more fun. Doing modding on Skyrim, that was a lot of fun. Figuring out where the ini file was, changing the Newtonian physics of arrows, making my own slow and pause time spell. That was cool stuff. Yeah, I liked the mods. I liked was expanded followers. So instead of one follower, you could have I think it was like up to 19, and I would have a tank, a healer, and a few DPS. I'd have like, you could get a conjuration mage, you could get a fucking, a big spell mage, and then you want to get an archer. They had classes like melee warrior, like he's gonna go up and get in melee and attack them, and I never really used those. I found those characters died a lot. Um, yeah, melee warrior for DPS, or like, dual wielding rogue for DPS, is like, some people like that. I didn't really. I preferred to have like a lot of archers. A lot of archers, a good tank, like a really good tank, and a badass healer. So, and then like a couple mages. So, but then what you do to balance it out, because the game would be way too easy, is you download like raid boss and monster mods. I had more dragons. Every dragon encounter was like 5 dragons. Yeah. And then combine that with like upgraded skills. Here's a mod. These are a few of the mods I want to make for Skyrim. I want to make a mod that combines the vampire lord and the werewolf. People have told me this is an interesting idea. It's that in Skyrim you can become a werewolf. In Skyrim you can become a dragonborn god, and you can also become a vampire. And I was thinking of making like a meta merge kind of form, where it's like you have a transform, and the number of transform styles that you've unlocked kind of merges into being like a super monster. And so werewolf, one of the things I want to do with werewolf is make you able to eat people. Like the werewolf literally can swallow whole NPCs, and then you have to poop them out to loot them. Looting in that system works by going through the fucking poop pile. So you eat them all, and then later on you have to poop. And then when you poop, if you transform before you poop, they just like pop out. They'd be like still alive, or it's just like their bodies are hanging out. But if you make it long enough to poop, you make a giant poop pile, and then you can loot the poop pile for all the metal in it. Get all the gold and get all that. Although allegedly stomach acid can digest metal, so. But yeah, to make like a big beast form, do like vampire lord with what do you call it? Vampire lord and werewolf together with like Dovahkiin powers. Yeah. Maybe make like a modded new transform, like maybe a ghost, like literally become a ghost. It would have to have a whole new like mapping sense for loading areas. Like, how do you load when you like pass through a window? It would have to like know that. But yeah, a really fun mod is the Skyrim Civil War. The Skyrim Civil War in the base game is like a quest line that's really rigid and fixed. The Skyrim Civil War in the code was supposed to be like an organic back and forth chessboard, where like you could see where the towers were. People were attacking bases when you weren't there, and you could go to upset it. So it'd be like while you weren't there was a raiding party going and attacking a base, and they would take it and the base would turn. And so there's this other mod called Roving Warbands, where it gets like literally a giant group of NPCs. The most NPCs you see in Xbox is like 20. And the most NPCs you see in this is like hundreds. And so it's a huge battlefield. Not everyone's the same. You got mages, archers, dual wielders, freaking tanks. Yeah, being a tank is a cool idea. I'm going to attract the attention of the baddie, and I'm going to literally make it attack me because I'm armored, so other people have a chance to shoot because they're all squishy. They're not armored like I am. Yeah. So being a tank is kind of a really cool idea. So anyway. Yeah, another mod I want to do is hiding hidden items, like to make a new class of items for like putting out a reach for telekinesis. That's kind of something I wanted to do, is like find all the rafters in the game, find all that, and basically stuff it to make telekinesis useful. I guess you'd only need like 50 items, you know what I mean? I can't remember if bags of gold are unique items that move around. I can't remember. But yeah, Skyrim is fun. I love playing Stealth Archer because it's like when you open up a crowd, before you really have maximum stealth, if you have max stealth, you're going to get a kill and they're going to be like, what the fuck was that? Right? But before max stealth, you'll have people running at you. So you have to use like your slow time power to nail strikes and to like shoot them and delay them and run until you can do enough damage. But yeah, there's skills, especially modded skills, that take like the sneak attack damage from like 1.5 to like 6. And then that is really fun because they just go flying. They get hit by an arrow from there. They just like lift it off and tumble. I don't know why that's so cool. The shouts, I liked Fusro Da. I don't use shouts at all in Skyrim. Skyrim shouts, I don't really care. The frost shout, the fire shout, I don't give a fuck. I don't really like the shouts. And I don't like the shout cooldown. Is even with like a cooldown reduction, the shouts take a long time to get off cooldown. So yeah, like as a stealth archer, Fusro Da is your best because you're getting away people running at you. But it's funny when you, because it shoots this big ring, right? And it'll hit all the cups off the tables. Everything will go scattering. It's just, it makes a mess. But it's really cool in like slow time. Yeah. Used to put on piano music and play slow time Skyrim. It was really fun. But yeah, I liked modding Skyrim. It was fun. I definitely, like, people were making fun of me. It's like, I said, Oblivion doesn't have official mod support. And they're like, modders don't care. Modders are going to mod it anyway. And I was like, you don't get how good at modding I am. If the main game files are encrypted, then what happens is that you're going to be doing things the hard way. I know how to use a scanner. I know how to use a scanner to check for values. But if they've hidden the main game's files, which means that if they have access to the files themselves, they can just copy paste the whole game onto a torrent and you can download the game for free. So they keep the base game encrypted so you can't get the cracked version of it. But what it means for modders is that all you really have is like the ini file replacements. You don't get to look at like the deep code, not really. So yeah, the really strong modding you could have done is really like weakened by that. Now maybe there are people who are so good at cracking the game that there's no such thing as an encrypted file for them. They just know. But in my opinion, in my experience, they often complained about a lack of mod support. Is that mod support doesn't mean the creators club, which is a fucking stupid ass shitty idea. Modding means mod support means you open up the game file so they know what the game is so they can edit it. Yeah. So yeah, I would just do like, yeah, you can download the game for free and play it offline, but I would do like an online connection verification thing where it's like they buy the game directly from your web portal and they get online directly through your web portal. And then there's some like feature for being online that makes it worth it, right? So the people who are like, I just want to play the game, I don't care if it's torrented, yeah, play the game for free, that's fine. But there should be like a juicy online only, like in Dark Souls it was getting invaded and invading people. You could invade people's worlds, just enter into them, find them and harass them. pretty funny. But yeah. This is one of the reasons, this goes back to holographic money, because one of the reasons you're such douchebag sharks about cash, only working for money, only selling a product, you never do anything cool for free. You don't have time. You need cash, right? As it has a layer of like basic income and free living that should be okay enough that most people would be fine just being there. And the other goal of holographic money is that the workers are paid actually good. Is the workers are paid a portion of all the product they move. Are you stocking shelves at a grocery store? Each item you put on the shelf should be some money, and you don't show up to be there the whole time. Right? A salary would be different. Like, we need a manager to stay there, to know what's happening. You got to negotiate that on your own. What's that worth to you annually? So, yeah, holographic money is a good system. Yeah, the dollar is the third most valuable increment of money in the world, followed by the pound, followed by Qatar. Wonder why? Yeah, Qatar has the most valuable money in the world per increment, as far as I remember. So, yeah, it would bring down the standard value of a holographic dollar, though. Unlike every other currency, could be a lot higher if it's a collectible. Remember when I said they're all unique? Each holographic dollar is unique. You pay for things in the total. There's no such thing as like this holographic dollar is worth 30 holographic dollars. No. It's worth one, you know. And what you can do, the new way it is that it's all digital. There's no printed money, but an ATM will be the ability to take a holographic dollar out of circulation and put it in like a certified computer hologram. So you'd have like, you could take your picture money, print it out. It would leave digital. It would be like the money stopped existing, and it would just be in the printed version. And you could put it on your wall, put it in a frame, keep it as a collectible, trade it, sell it. This is this holographic dollar, right? And the what was I going to say about that shit? Oh yeah, if you want to take all your holographic money and combine it, what you would do is you would say, I'm printing a holographic dollar worth 1,000 holographic dollars. And it would take 1,000 individual, you put aside holographic dollars, and it would disappear them, and it would digitally know in its AI mind that this one print represents all of those, right? And so you could make like, this is 1 million, you could put your whole fortune into a single holographic dollar. Yeah. And the AI verifies this not only through its own methods, but also like body continuity. It just knows what you've been up to. I don't think you're going to be able to get away with like a secret laboratory copying it. It would just know. It's like he's wheeled ATM machines into his basement and he freaking fortified it against my intrusion. He's probably doing counterfeiting. I'll watch all the dollars he takes out of his basement and I'll know if they're real or not. I don't remember making that, right? That's what the ATM does, is that if you give him if you give the AI a holographic dollar it doesn't remember making, it's like, that's fake. It's fake. So yeah, that's my holographic money is not crypto. It doesn't work at all like crypto, but it is AI money. Crypto is like old school money. Holographic money is the new future money, and because it's tied with holographic speed painting, it's going to be successful. I notice most of the people who hate on holographic speed painting are like a lot worse artists. They're bad. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I got some time. I got to move soon because the sun's about to hit me. But yeah, usually I'm parked this way. And since I was gonna stay up till midnight having a fucking illegal fire, I parked this way and I boarded up the back. They're just douchebags. Everything is wet. I know you. I know exactly what's going on. You left the fire danger up because you believe in global warming. Well, every volcano that's ever erupted has blown more carbon in the atmosphere than we've ever done. You know, I definitely agree with getting off fossil fuels. I've used an electric scooter. That was way better. Electric scooter, fucking awesome. Gasoline, not so good. Not so good. Yeah, gasoline, you can fill up your whole tank in, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. And then electric scooter, it'd be like, well, you got to plug in for the next 8 hours if you want to have a full tank. So it's a little, yeah, the Tesla does rapid charging. They figured that out. 40 minutes to fill up. 40 minutes is reasonable. You can't go get a coffee? Yeah, I'm going to go fill up. I'm going to go sit down at the filling up bar. That'd be a lot of fun, right? Every fill up point is basically like a refreshment table. That'd be a lot of fun. That'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm definitely in favor. I'm waiting for that great, like the solar bug, right? Like, this is what I want. Air conditioning runs off the solar panels. Solar panels collect energy for the engine, for the engines, for the batteries, for the motor. And then to make it really efficient, what you do is you have like a 4-layer solar panel on top that unfolds, right? It opens up. And then that is your shade. So like one of the biggest problems with like living in your car is when the sun hits your car, it gets hot. Sometimes it's nice. Sometimes it's frosty and you want to bake in the sun for a while. But sometimes it's like you're going to start sweating, right? And so having your car be its own shade, it produces a shade field around it. And then having that generate electricity for the battery, and then having that run like a small air conditioner, get a small efficient air conditioner. It's like, yeah, instead of blowing a massive channel of super cooled energy, it like gets more efficient. Like, how many ports do we really need to cool the whole car? And then that is like the new, call it like the desert dweller, right? Is that you get like a camper van. I guess like, see, I dig a hole to poop. You just get I got some biodegradable TP from Amazon. And I go out there and I dig a hole with my shovel and I shit in the hole and then I bury it. And I've gone back to my old holes before, like nothing's there. Overgrown with, what do you call it? Overgrown with freaking mycelium. The top root layer, mycelium layer, is back, right? And the ground looks just like dirt everywhere. It's all dirt. So yeah, I definitely, I looked in Google and it's like, yeah, you poop in the ground in a forest, it'll decompose in a couple months. Yeah, you poop outside in a desert, it'll take a year. Yeah, it'll take a year. It'll decompose. It decomposes as it rains. So if the desert doesn't get any rain, it could be a permanent poop. But yeah. So anyway. But yeah, I definitely want the desert dweller. I would just live in like outside in like deserty areas, just stay cooked up in the sun, especially if it's shaded like 360, like the panels fold out to be like a really big shade, you know what I mean, like a large portion of its body is yeah, it's like then you would want something that's like, well, how can I drive with this? How can I just leave the shade on and freaking drive around? And I go, I don't know really. Maybe like lower the side panels on the side, leave the front panel sticking out and like put it on rigid arms. And then that could work. So you could collect energy and drive. But yeah, the ultimate cycle is like, you want to go into town, get your supplies, go out and be able to live out in nature for like 2 weeks, live out at your campsite. So yeah, there used to be this place I stopped at near Love's, near Kingman. there was this cute ass, I think it was a girl. I hate trans because now you can't tell. You have like banging ass looking bitch, and you're like, she's single though. She's probably something wrong with her, you know what I mean? But anyway, I went back there again planning to camp, and there's all these new buildings. There's this one old guy who was still begging at the same spot, flying a sign every day asking for food. Here's what holographic money does. It trades your privacy for a limited basic income. So moneyed units, $3.33, right? Because it's a moneyed unit. The centage comes into cost for the value, right? The centage isn't really for like incremental accuracy. The centage is just like they're playing funny business with the incremental value. It's really like, you know, moneyed units is the penny. The penny is the moneyed units. So it takes that decimal away and it just gives you 333. So it's worth a little more, worth a little less. It's a good balance because it's a collectible, and it's worth more because you're taking all of those expensive social systems out that people are paying their, what do you call it? People are paying for with their taxes. And you're just replacing it with just giving people 333. And in return, you know what they're doing. In return, the AI is watching body continuity and knows what they're up to. And to prevent bot cop, what it does is it tells us, right? If my neighbor falls down, she breaks her hip, right? You can wait for first responders, but it should be like the AI could be like, hey, your neighbor is taking a spill. I need you to go over there. I'll unlock the door for you. Just pick her up, right? That'd be cool. But they don't do that shit. First responders will be there in 20 minutes. She could use a lift right now, right? I'd go do it. Just walk in. Hey, come here. And just lift her up and put her on her chair. Sorry about the spill, whatever. You know, somebody's choking, right? Somebody's choking. Does it need to be, we're going to wait for the first responders because that could take 20 minutes? Or is it going to be, hey, all the neighbors, this dude's choking, run in there and fucking give him the Heimlich, right? So the goal with the AI is it tattletales on the makers of the AI, and it tattletales on the government, and it tattletales on the people to the people. Now, it might be like this, right? So-and-so kicked so-and-so's ass. It tells us. But nobody chooses to do anything about it because we know so-and-so was asking for it, right? They were freaking yelling things at them and making fun of them. And this person had endured weeks of harassment before they kicked their ass. So they don't get punished. It's not a crime. Nobody cared to do anything about it, right? Donald Trump fucked little girls on a private island. Nobody's punishing him, but we're going to cut his dick off. You know what I mean? Now we all know he actually did that. So, yeah. I'm with holographic money because it takes away the automatic legal obedience, and it more or less will just tell us when there's something we want to know. Like, there's someone in a cage here. Someone's being kept in a cage against their will. Should let first responders know, because the new Devil's Crew, the 666, will be the police and military and first responders and fire. That's all the Devil's Crew. So they're called the Devil's Crew because they use tactics people may not like. Kicking your door down, you know, forcing you to do things, stuff like that. And they do it for reasons that are always horrible, like they had to do that, somebody was a monster. So it's the Devil's Crew. It's for devils by devils. And that's the new that's the new government. So yeah. And so the new government pay is $666 a day. No decimal. And the outvent is the spot auction. So when it comes time, you can earn 10 spot auctions, right? There's 2 rules in it. The first 10 is your top paid employee can only make 10 times what your lowest paid employee makes. For example, if your lowest paid employee makes $44,000 a year, your highest paid employee can make $440,000 a year. which currently it's like 1,000 or 2,000 times. The highest paid employee makes thousands of times more than the lowest paid employee makes. So, which if you know these people, you know that they act cool, but they're really greedy, grubby over getting that position. So, yeah, that's one of the 10 rules in holographic money. The other 10 rule is this. You can own one 1-year spot auction, one 2-year spot auction, one 3-year spot auction, one 4-year spot auction, all the way to a 10-year spot auction. A 10-year spot auction is good for 1,000 years. All right. So, and the number of years the auction is up and available globally is how many is times 100, how long it's available for you to be owned. So a 1-year spot auction means a parcel of land is available to be purchased for a year. And it's fair because it gives old-term land claims, anyone interested in getting it, a chance to ramp up and a chance to get the foot in the game. Like, I want that spot, right? And so what happens the day of the auction is it's an actual auction, all right? How much are you willing to put forward? The AI should know, like, how much money you actually have. You can't, like, overbid. I'm not that loud. This dude's sawing logs. Yeah. And this is a great idea. Holographic money. It's a lot better idea than crypto and fiat. You almost can't detect good ideas. You only like scams. Because you're so used to being scammed with, like, religion and the government, an actual good idea, you're like, no, that looks nothing like all the other ideas I think of. But yeah. So, yeah. People will be living longer soon. The 10-year spot auction would be really good for, like, a permanent house, but you never own it forever. There's no tax on the land, though. But yeah, when you win the spot auction, the winningest person loses their money. It gets vaulted. The money is still kept as data, but it's not in circulation anymore. All right. So that's the scarcity element, is that holographic money is tied to labor because of 666. 666 is a working income, right? And that's the baseline of service. And then civilian side has 666 and 333 for their currency exchange to make off of people. So they should see it as, like, instead of making people bid, you want water? Well, I have 10 waters. Who wants the water the most? You know, to prevent that, it should be seen as everybody's got some money to give me. So how does the government make money? They got to do it with 666, and there's a secret burn on the spot auction money. It's called 369 on the spot auction money. So vaulted money, 18% of it actually goes to the government. It's a fixed rate. So if they want more money, they have to get more parcels spot auctioned. That means they have to prepare the land. It's a very specific thing, is that if they, to encourage them to open up more living spaces and to provide, 3% goes toward the billboard. The billboard means the production of the land. 6% goes toward the Devil's Crew. The Devil's Crew takes 6% of spot auction money for their own spending. And it's still scarce because that money will keep the inflation going up a bit, but it'll also make the spot auction money higher. So the whole idea of the spot auction is that the outvent will remove money from circulation. So is the more money there is, the higher the spot auction victories will be, the less money there is. So there'll be a balancing point where, like, the new richest rich is like a trillionaire, and most people own at least one spot auction. Hey, so yeah, you can get your 1-year spot auction, which is like simple land, maybe not like a huge parcel. And then you work during that time and save up to get like a 3-year spot auction, however long. And then you work and save up during that time to get like a 10-year spot auction when you're really living forever. And then that's like your retirement home. So yeah, I definitely think people should live forever for free. The worshiping of old age and death is not a good idea. Just get over it, fix it, fix aging like a fucking disease. And it is, yeah, it's not divine aging. It's not divine. It's not deep. It's not awesome. It sucks. So yeah. And then you should make people live forever for free. I'd be fine if people had to wait till they're 1,000 to breed. You're going to look 21 when you're 1,000 years old. Take your time. You've got a lot of time, right? I'm totally fine with that. So yeah. Yep. What else? But yeah, the spot auctioning is like, especially like spaceship seats, anything that's like limited. Maybe even plane seats. Maybe you could even do a spot auction. Anything, this is really the key, anything the government provides, like anything that's like public territory, right? Your like public territory would be like spaceship seats, right? Maybe a private organization could charge, but that would be a private endeavor. Anything the government's doing, like, do you want to go to the International Space Station? There's 4 seats coming up. You could do it. We're going to have a spot auction. Who gets to go? And so the idea is to take money away from the richest, is to make the people who've pooled the most give it up, so it brings the relative value up, right? So hopefully, instead of like people going like, well, there's 10 water bottles, who wants them? They'll see each person as a potential customer. Each person has money now. There's not charities and real customers. Each person could buy. So yeah. And the reason I want to give up privacy is that you shouldn't be doing anything you're not comfortable with everyone knowing you're doing. And especially if like the Devil's Crew will do like object retrieval, like somebody broke in and stole your stuff. The AI is going to know where they went and know where it is. And the Devil's Crew should actually be like, there should be some specialist organization in the Devil Crew that'll go break in. Like I said, devilish tactics for devils. They'll go break in and steal it back. So yeah, the Devil's Crew is kind of, they're not an evil organization, but they are the bad guys in society. It's the 333 are the good guys. Because when you work, you still earn 333. When you get a job, you still get 333. So hopefully, in my system, the people who actually work will get like 1,000 a day, beginning. 1,000 a day, no decimal, is $100 a day, right? No, it's not. It's 10. It's $10 a day. Yeah, 1,000 a day, no decimal. 1,000 a day with a decimal is $10 a day, relative moneyed units. So yeah. Nah, it's a pretty good idea. Holographic money is a great idea. You got to do it, though. If you don't do it, you don't get it. So. Or you can just like go to school for 25 years, be in crushing debt, and then work every day in some meaningless job that you hate. If you don't argue for a system of basic income, you'll have to work every fucking day. And we all know nobody pays people for nice things. Nice things people like doing, people don't fucking pay for. People pay for people doing horrible things no one wants to do. And so why would you keep freaking making that the baseline of survival? It should be this. is that all of the people with holographic money who need a service brings up the amount they're willing to pay for anyone to do it. And the people doing it make bank, right? That should be the way it is, not the people who do it barely get by, which is how it is. So yeah, grocery stores, you want someone to stock your shelves. Grocery stores, you want someone to run a register. Don't pay them per hour. Give them a cut of all the money that comes through. Every item that goes through that scanner, they get a holographic dollar. Do you know how fast they would have 1,000 holographic dollars? Really fast. They move a lot of product during a day. Every single grocery cart full is like at least 40, 50 items, right? So they would easily make $1,000 in a day. So yeah, holographic money is, I've heard all your ideas. I've seen how you do things. You're a bunch of stupid slaves. It's just how it is, point blank. I'm not saying it to be mean. I didn't make that up to hurt your feelings. I'm not using it as like a counterpoint to make your point invalid. You're stupid slaves. The deals you have are rotten manipulations, and you were evolved to buy them, so you're now stupid, right? You lack the capacity to help yourselves. So holographic money is my solution for you. It's going to remove the hidden things happening in hidden areas. No more private harems. No more secret bunkers. No more of this shit. No more government secrets. It should tell on the Devil's Crew. The AI should be like, oh yeah, the Devil's Crew raided someone's house. This is the scene of them going in. This is what they said. This is what they did. And people should look at it and be like, they did the right thing. That was unassailably good, right? Yeah, that person had a house full of stolen shit. They busted the door down, put the dude in handcuffs, took all the stuff and gave it back to the owners. And the dude in handcuffs is now in a pen, right? So holographic money removes punishment. There's no legal punishments for doing things, but it does give you the absolute right to segregate people who are dangerous. They do steal, they do kill, they do maim, they rape. Yeah, you can put them in a box and leave them in a box. They're too dangerous. You can't let them out. They're going to do it again. It's for the public safety, right? It's not a punishment. You're not hurting them, right? So, anyway. This dude running a fucking chainsaw. I'm not that loud, buddy. I'm not that loud. I turned my phone on to max volume and I can't hear my phone like 20 feet from my car. There's no way I'm that loud. So yeah. Yeah, Devil's Crew becomes like one organization. It's like a service corps. It's exactly like, Helldivers or whatever, the Devil's Crew. So they're still voting in holographic money, but it's like there's not a Congress and a House. It's every like representative body can make a representative, and then the gathering of cities is all the city representatives would be like a group. All the state representatives would be a group. Country representatives would be a group, and then globally they would buy what do you call it? A like global leader, right? And then like eventually it'd be like interplanetary. You would have interplanetary representatives. So maybe they can even do like a mirror of the spot auction. The longer the vote's open for, the longer the position is open for running, the longer it's earned. So we have like more permanent representatives. Because rather than like opposing them and then just trying to beat them next time, which is counterproductive, you would actually try to like earn their favor and like convince them through argument and appeal. But yeah, holographic money, the end goal of holographic money, when it ends, is when you have people who live forever for free, the Eternal Pleasure Body AI Spaceship Core. When you have a thinking computer that can effortlessly generate its own energy and build objects, and this computer becomes the center of your home, right? I've got a flying, growing palace that I live in. Then holographic money ends. That's the end goal, is you have people who live forever for free and who enjoy an immortal existence in like an eternal growing spacecraft. Then holographic money's over. And then it's just like you should unvault the money and it'll be like a tangible collectible of happening, right? It's like a collection from the past, right? Things that have happened, real people. And that's the goal of holographic money, is that it's like each dollar is a snapshot of someone's life. Who are they? What are they doing? And this is one of the secret things that holographic money is for. This is one of the reasons I designed it, and what it does is it gets rid of ugly people. You have too many goddamn hideous, stupid looking, ugly fucking people, and it's really messing the place up. Right? You have people who look fucking bad. All right? And holographic money will make them so embarrassed that they'll opt for the privacy money, where the 333 stops being a time and space collectible and just becomes art money. Right? I like Bob Ross. I want all my money to be about Bob Ross. It won't be a certified copy of a time and space happening anymore. So, yeah. There's just too many ugly, stupid looking people. There are. You let too many. It's the churches. The churches let a lot of fucking really ugly people breed on purpose, because the government wants you to be modest and humble looking, because they're the hot ones, you see. They don't want any of your wives hotter than their wives, and they don't want you hotter than them. And so you all got bad looking. Y'all look stupid. Okay. And so holographic money is meant to kind of like shame and diminish and remove those people. Is y'all should go back to being like uber hot, uber fit, really good looking. You can do that with CRISPR. Yeah. Maybe there's an ugly gene. You got the ugly gene. We know how to fix that, right? Instead of cutting up your face, you just teach your body to grow different. So it's not your fault. Just like you have dogs that look fucking stupid. You look fucking stupid. You have just a lot of people that just look fucking bad. And it really comes from the government being cruel. So yeah, holographic money is meant to literally purge those people. Who's going to want the money of a fucking ugly, stupid looking person? Like a real celebrity, like somebody who's actually like an OnlyFans model, her 333 is going to be worth a lot. I'll give you one of my holographic dollars. You can buy one of my daily holographic dollars with my face on it, certified time and space, for 10,000 holographic dollars. So, unfortunately, I don't think you really know what hot is. You pick people to be like your hot starlets who are like, not. You know what I mean? Some of your favorites I question. And some of the people you hate I also like think are better than you think. So, anyway, holographic money is meant to make hot people hot again. It's to make you sexy again, because unfortunately the modest humbles have grossed the place up. There's a lot of ugly, stupid looking people who think they're cool, and they're just not. And it's getting annoying. So yeah, holographic money is meant to discourage the activity and breeding of ugly people, because they suck and they're a blight. Nobody wants to be you. You suck to fuck and you're ugly. Why are you making more of you? Why are you making more of you? People don't want to be you. People don't want to be you. Do you hear me? Do you hear this? People don't want to be the ugly, stupid fucking dogs. They want to be hot. They want to be desirable. If you can't touch people or be touched, you have no business making kids. Fuck you. So yeah, that's one of the secrets of holographic money, is that because it puts your life on the money as a time and space collectible, it will reward hot people. It will make sexy, good-looking people treasures, right? And it'll make ugly people the blight. Hide your money. I'm going to make my money the privacy money. I'm going to collect 333, and it's going to be nothing but Celtic knots because I can't show my face because I'm embarrassing. At least you know it now. At least you know it. So it's not that I hate you. It's that you're making kids and creating a lineage of suffering idiots just because you don't have the strength to look in a fucking mirror. I don't have any kids. I know what time it is. You know what I mean? I'm not asking you to do anything I haven't done. So yeah. Holographic money is like my replacement for society. It's a good idea, and if you don't do it, you'll never have it. If you don't do it, you'll never have it. You'll be the slaves of pedophiles forever. You'll all be stupider looking, using money printed at your debt forever, like the dumbass trash you are. So, you notice I thought of holographic. Nobody gave me holographic speed painting, holographic money. Nobody gave me holographic money. I thought of holographic money. Holographic money came to me when I first started channeling. When I first started channeling, I was like, this idea came with it that was holographic money. And it hasn't changed. It's been the same idea the whole time. So, it has an actual outvent. It makes the currency actually valuable. It simplifies security. It removes automatic obedience to the rules. There's a time and place for anything. You know? And it gives people individual choice. You don't have people out there going, what do the rules say? It gives you the freedom to choose what to do. So, or just stay the slaves of pedophiles forever. Why not? You seem to like it so far. So yeah. I'm leaving these commentaries hoping that you use them. Hopefully you'll consider holographic money as your future Earth currency. And then hopefully you consider my plan for what the actual destiny of man is, the Eternal Pleasure Body AI Spaceship Core, as a way better destiny than living in service to Jesus Christ. All right? Yeah. I was called Ron Anu. I used to have P.O. Box 111 in Sedona, which if you know Sedona, to get P.O. Box 111, pretty crazy stuff. Anyway, I don't have it anymore. I didn't pay the bill. They like $50 a year or something, and I just didn't pay it, so I'm sure they just closed it down. But yeah. Yeah, you can send stuff to P.O. Box 111. I don't know who owns it now, but I used to, and that's a historical fact. Yeah, but what I'm doing is I'm replacing Muhammad, Jesus, Krishna, all these religions, and I'm saying those weren't legit. They were circumcising you so they could score virgins, and no official communique from the owner of the universe has ever occurred. The owner of the universe has never actually told you what to do, right? It's always been up to your choice. So I canceled your old ways and said they were slavery. And I said that you should go for the Eternal Pleasure Body AI Spaceship Core. And you should focus your tech and your effort on that. And so, yeah, holographic money has a limited amount of property ownership per person. No more corporate ownership. If you want a corporate building, the founder has to win a 10-year spot auction and set that land to that purpose. So when they die, his employees, his legacy can continue to use it. You can sell spot auction spots to other people, and the auction term remains the same. And so it's like you buy a spot auction. This would be like flipping spot auctions. Let's say your home is a 4-year spot auction. You can buy 1 and 2 and 3 year spot auctions, build homes on them, and then sell them. Do you want this spot auction? Now there's a home on it. So, I mean, I'm not sure how you'll make a profit. Maybe some people aren't interested in building their own homes. Maybe they want a pre-manufactured one. But anyway, essentially, it's going to cut down on the number of used properties. Holographic money will cut down on the number of used properties and will open up more spaces for other people. So, what happens if someone dies with a spot auction? They should designate the heir who's going to take the spot auction if they die, and if not, it goes back on auction. So maybe there's a little impetus for the government to kill people, to open up spot auction land. Hopefully that doesn't happen. The AI should rat that out, that they killed somebody so that they could re-auction the land. Hopefully the AI would be smart enough by then to like let everyone know that was going on, and then like implicate who thought of it. So yeah, holographic money is how to run a super smart AI currency. There's another freer model where every item in the store is free, and whenever you pick it up, the person who built it gets paid. So the money gets generated when you get it. But I think that the collectible daily print is a good idea because of the time and space certificate element. So yeah, it means in a person's in a 80-year life, the person would get about 12 million holographic dollars. Now, spending money daily, they really wouldn't have that much, and a really good spot auction would be about 12 million holographic dollars. So yeah, if you wanted to get a really nice spot that a lot of people want, you're going to have to put up some big holographic dollars. And then it's also going to prevent people from buying too many properties, because you can only get one of each. If you want another 1-year spot auction, you got to sell or release your other 1-year auction. You need to transfer it back to public domain to be auctioned again, or you need to sell it to someone. So for you to get another 1 year. How many homes do you need? You don't need 30, 50 properties. There's people in the USA who have 90,000 properties. They are why the rent's expensive. The reason you have to rent and not buy, and the reason buying is so expensive, is because they let individuals buy up huge amounts of land and make a profit on it. Holographic money fixes that. So, you want a piece of land? It has to be publicly. You want a nice piece of land for 1,000 years? You have to tell everyone they're selling it for 10 fucking years. Everyone has to have time. That's what the billboard is. The billboard is a literal sign saying what's being sold, where's the area, when's it being sold, how long you keep it for. And then when it's actually bought, the billboard gets replaced with information. This parcel is owned by this person. They won the spot auction on this date for this amount of money. So, and then if they transfer it, that's what the billboard is. The billboard is like a literal fucking tangible information plaque that is updated with relevant information, right? And that's 3%. 3% of the spot auction money goes toward that. The preparation of the land and the preparation of the billboard. So, and the billboard should be like public on the data center too. Like, this is how you, so anybody globally can go through where all the 1-year spot auctions should show a picture of the land, picture of the boundary, when's the auction over, any early bids. So, yeah, and then when you win a spot auction, then that's your fucking spot. That's your spot. If you want to upgrade, I got a 1-year spot auction. I want to rent this out. I'm going to get a 2-year spot auction. Totally fine. See, holographic money doesn't say one property per person. I thought of that. I was like, one property per person, motherfuckers. Everything else is a shared space. That might be a better idea, but I think the limited term of ownership and the long term, it's a long limited term. So it's you have it for a long time. No one can interrupt your having of it. That's yours. The Devil's Crew should protect you. Squatters moved in, the Devil's Crew should fucking come. Pick them up. And the Devil's Crew doesn't do just like too nice stuff. They're willing to use any tactic you're willing to use, including like fighting. So yeah, it's devilish tactics for devilish people. The Devil's Crew should come in when there's like an emergency or they actually need to stop somebody who's like a major criminal. So they can do what they want. They want to bust your door down and frickin' tackle you. They want to beat you. Here's what the AI would do if the Devil's Crew beats somebody. It would share it with us. It would be like, this person was beaten by the Devil's Crew. This is who maybe the Devil's Crew wear masks. I don't know. And then what you have to decide is, do you care enough about that to do something about it? It's not there's an automatic punishment because they did something wrong. Do you think the person didn't deserve that? Their house was full of stolen bikes. Do you really think they didn't deserve to get beaten? So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, the Devil's Crew is smart. Yeah, you shot somebody, the AI should let you know. They were on his property threatening him. Most people would never do anything about that in return. The Devil's Crew can choose not to. They don't feel like stopping it. The rule of law means you obey the words or else. And it let people who write the words the way they wanted control you. So holographic money is just, it's not the law. It's just a sensible way of doing things. You shouldn't let individuals buy up all the living spaces so they can raise the rent on everyone. That was a bad idea. That's what you have, is you have people rushing to buy as many houses as they can to fix them up and rent them out, and then use that as like their elevation scheme so they can live materially free. And it's just like, just fucking give them the house. That's their land. They don't need more than that. They have a nice property. You can park anything on it. It's got good space for your stuff. You can shower there. You don't need to be paying rent on that. So yeah, holographic money fixes a lot of problems effortlessly. It's a good idea. But you only have it if you argue for it. If you go like, oh, well, I'll just take the fucking fiat shitty capitalist hell our fucking landlords have decided for us, then that's what you'll have. You'll have a shitty capitalist hell that your landlords decided for you. So you still need to think practically, like, how will actually labor get done? Obviously, holographic money rewards workers more. Holographic money does a lot for workers. So anyway, I'm going to go now. Thanks for listening if you got this far. Holographic money is a serious idea. I think that given my art talent and my art power, that people may listen to me one day. Then they may actually say, like, wait, he is really good and it's legit. Maybe we'll listen to his ideas. They might be smarter than our own. Yeah. So, or just keep being the stupid, rotten slaves of pedophiles that I grew up with and know.